Okay, so have you ever gotten that like weird feeling where it seems like online stores are, reading your mind,
Yeah.
suggesting things you didn't even know you needed? Like, how do they know?
Right.
Today we're going deep, like deep dive style into the world of supply chain management, trying to figure out how on earth products get from, raw materials all the way to our doorstep and, how all that like craziness shapes our experiences like a customer.
Right.
We're going through an excerpt from Supply Chain Models and Customer Relationship Management.
Okay.
Trust me, it is way more fascinating than it sounds.
It really is. And like, honestly, we often take for granted, I think, the complex dance that brings us, all the stuff, everything we use, consume, everything behind, like every single product. There's just this crazy network of processes and like decisions and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of wild when you think about it.
It is.
So, supply chain management, or SCM, basically at its core, it's the journey of a product.
Yeah.
From like raw materials to us, to the consumer. And this is a key. It's not just about like moving stuff around.
Right.
It's about doing it like crazy efficiently, super cost effectively. And, this is becoming more and more important, doing it ethically.
Right. Exactly. And I think, a well-managed supply chain impacts everything, like everything. It impacts product availability, the price we pay, environmental sustainability. I mean, you name it. This is the backbone of how businesses like operate and deliver value to you, the customer.
It's wild. The source we're looking at dives into like some pretty cool models that companies use, like just in time.
Okay.
Sanity, right?
Yeah.
So imagine like a car factory and they're getting parts delivered exactly when they need them on the assembly line. So there's no wasted storage space, maximum efficiency. Sounds pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, it can be incredibly efficient. It's also, I mean,
oh yeah,
you're walking a tightrope, right? Imagine like a disruption, something great like a natural disaster or a pandemic, global pandemic. Suddenly that factory, they can't do anything. They're at a standstill because a single part is missing.
Yeah.
So companies have to like balance that efficiency with resilience. They have to like anticipate potential problems and have backup plans.
That's a great point. It's like they're putting all their eggs in one basket if they're not careful.
Right, exactly.
Then there's vendor managed inventory or VMI. Have you ever like noticed how your printer just like magically knows when to order more ink? That's VMI in action. So the supplier, they monitor your ink levels.
Okay.
And then they'll just automatically send you a new cartridge before you run out.
Oh, wow.
I swear. Sometimes it feels like my printer is smarter than me.
It is pretty slick. I mean, VMI, it gets rid of all that hassle of like manually ordering supplies and it makes sure that you have a smooth, uninterrupted workflow, which, let's be honest, is something we all appreciate.
Absolutely. But, okay, here's where I think things get really, really interesting. Customer relationship management, or CRM. It's like the supply chain gets a personal touch.
Exactly. Yeah, CRM, it goes way beyond just making the sale. It's about understanding you, understanding your needs, what you like, what you don't like, your purchase history, everything. Think about, companies, the big ones like Lazada and Shopee. They use all that CRM data, to suggest products you might like. It's basically like trying to create that personalized shopping experience for you.
That's true, but I mean, isn't there a risk of, it feeling a little too Big Brother-ish?
Oh, yeah.
It's like they're tracking every click, every purchase, and that could feel kind of creepy sometimes. Like, is there a line between personalization and feeling like, your privacy is being invaded?
That's a valid concern, I think. There's definitely a fine line. And that's where transparency, like data ethics, that all comes in. Companies, they need to be upfront about how they're using your data.
Yes.
And give you like control over your preferences. And, we as consumers, we need to be aware of how our data is being used and demand that transparency from companies.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think technology plays a huge role in all of this, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Big data, it lets companies analyze like massive amounts of shopping trends to predict what we might want next.
Right.
it's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah, it is. And then on top of that, there's the Internet of Things, IoT. Imagine your package, communicating with the delivery truck in real time to figure out the most efficient route, avoiding traffic and all that, and just, getting to you faster.
That's pretty cool. I mean, who doesn't love faster deliveries, right?
Exact.
But, this is something that the source brought up that I thought was really, really important.
Yeah.
The ethical side of all this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, more and more we care about, like, where our products come from and how they're made.
Yeah, ethical sourcing and sustainable practices, like, that's not just a nice to have anymore. That's
right.
People want it.
Yeah.
Consumers are demanding transparency. Like, they want to know that the products they're buying are made responsibly and ethically, and companies, they're responding, they're incorporating these values into how they manage their supply chain.
I mean, so it's not just about getting the cheapest product anymore, right? It's about making, like, informed choices.
Exactly.
That align with our values.
100%. And I think, that brings us to a key takeaway here.
Yeah.
Supply chain management. This isn't just some behind-the-scenes operation.
Right.
This shapes your whole experience as a customer. Everything from the products that, you see on the shelves to the prices you pay, even, the ethical implications of what you choose.
Yeah.
Like, as consumers, we honestly have a lot more power than we realize.
True.
By being informed, by making conscious choices, we can, actually influence how companies manage their supply chains.
Yeah.
And help create, a more sustainable and equitable future.
That's really powerful, I think. Food for thought.
Yeah.
For everyone listening.
For sure.